So the first question what we get in our mind about this is, what is Pega? Okay, the simple answer for this is Pega is used for developing web applications. So we know there are many web applications created from past many years. So what is Pega coming and doing today? So there should be some specialty of this Pega tool, no? So unless there is this much of unless there is some specialty, we will not be using this Pega tool for developing applications in this wide. Okay, so let us see the specialty. Why do we go for Pega tool? So all the traditional applications, all the traditional web applications which are created so far, usually will be having three kind of layers. So that is UI layer, business logic layer, and the database. So in the UI layer, we will be using normally HTML. It might be either latest markup language 5 or anything, and we will be using CSS for the stylings, and we will be using some scripting language, JavaScript. It might be either AngularJS or jQuery or anything, any other scripting for the UI layer. And in the business logic, we will be using either Java, .NET, Python, or anything. And it has to be connected to some external database. So this is the normal layers of a web application what we are using so far. Now with this Pega, all these technologies what we are discussing so far are got completely automated in this Pega tool. So this is a completely automated tool which is designed, which is developed using latest markup language, that is HTML5 for the UI layer, and it is constructed using Java technology. And the application which is being developed using this Pega tool has also to be connected to some external database. So it might be either Oracle or it might be Microsoft SQL or anything. So as per the client requirement, we will be using this application to some external database. So in interviews also, no one will ask you questions on all these technologies. They will not be asking you questions on Java. They will not be asking you questions on HTML5, JavaScript, or database queries also. They will not be asking you. So they'll be just asking you the questions on implementation of this Pega tool. So we'll see all this in going forward classes. So the basic point what I'm trying to say is there is no prerequisite learning. So there is no coding at all here. So in interview, they'll not ask you questions, anything. Okay, so you got the point, no? So we'll be using this Pega tool for developing web applications. You just be up to that point, no? So in this, we'll be using latest markup language, that is HTML5. And it is completely developed on Java. That's what we are discussing. And if you want to design one sample web application using this Pega tool, as said, all the controls got completely automated. Like if I want to create one text box, or if I want to create one radio buttons, checkboxes, or paragraphs, email, or anything. So whatever the UI controls I want to put it for the web designing, I can able to just drag and drop it here. I need not work on anything like creating controls. So let me show you the tool. This is my sample web application created so far. So if I just want to create any of this registration form with first name, last name, controls, I need not write any code here. So if I am not using Pega tool, if I am using some HTML language, I should be writing one input code, input tag here. And for each and every control, I should be writing code tags there. But with Pega, everything got automated. So this will be the output looking like, and this will be the place where I have to develop all the things. So as said, if we go to this basic category, I can able to see all the controls. You can just simply drag and drop. If you want to see one button here, if you just click on save, we can able to see the output reflecting here. So with other technologies, it will be taking much time for me. And if I want to change the setting layouts also, simply we can able to do it directly from this here. So if right now I'm having 2 in a row, if I just want to make 3 in a row, just change the grid layouting and click on submit. If you click on save, we can able to see it here. So this kind of CSS changes also became very easy with this Pega tool. So if I'm not using this Pega, if I'm using normal HTML or CSS, it will be taking minimum of 10 to 15 minutes time for me for each and every change. But with Pega, we can able to do it in seconds. So performance is getting increased. So we can able to simply design the web application using these automated controls. So after we are done with designing web application, if we want to interact with the database, or if we want to perform some business logics, even that is also made simple. So after customer entering all these details into the web page, after customer entering all these details here, if we clicks on submit button. So here, if I want to perform some business logic like storing all these details into database, or if I want to retrieve the data from the database, and if I want to store it in the some other section, or if I want to copy all these details into my mail body and send one customized mail to the customer. So all these kind of business requirements can be done very easily without we writing a single piece of query, database queries. So once I click on submit button, PRPC has an internal logic to capture all these details what customer is entering here, first name, last name, whatever he is entering here, it can able to be stored into database directly, and it can be processed for the next business requirements. So if I just click on submit button, if I want to send one customized mail to the customer by capturing the mail ID what he's entering here, even for that also we can able to do that. So even for that also we need not write any single piece of Java code. There will be Java automated in terms of activities here. So we'll be just using the methods, automated Java methods in that activity, and we will be calling that activity. So we have to just know the method names and we have to know the activity calling. That's it. We need not write single piece of Java code in most cases. And even for that, if we need not write any queries also, just to store this data into database. So most of the things got completely automated. So we can design sample web application very easily. If we are not using this Pega tool, it will be taking almost like 10 times of extra time for me from the time what is taking here. Okay, so right now we should be in a conclusion that Pega is used for developing web applications. Okay, to be more specific, web applications will be of two types. So the application what we see in the internet and the applications what we mostly use on the intranet. Intranet meaning within the organization level. So the applications which will be used across the organization level. Okay, let me take one sample example like Citibank. So if I just want to know the basic details of Citibank, what I'll be doing, I'll be just searching in the internet like www.citibank.com. Then I'll be getting the basic details what they're providing in the internet. So I can able to do it from any part of the globe. Why? Because this is in the internet. Similarly, there will be n number of applications for that organization, which will be running on the internet, and those will be accessible by the organization level people only. So likewise, I'll be having like one portal for loan creation, for the credit card section, for the account section, for the reward point section, for the salary management. Likewise, for each and every organization will be having many internal applications, and that should be accessible by the internal employees only. So those kind of applications which will be used across internal applications, so those are meant for improving their business. So most of the business happens at these internal applications only. So if we want to apply for any loan, the representative will be coming to us, collecting all the details, and he will be going back to the bank and using this, and he will be using this application. So most of the business happens at this internal applications only. And let me quote you one more example. And if we ever trying to book an Tatkal ticket in irctc.com, then it will be taking almost like 2 to 3 minutes of time for me. And if we ever go to Tatkal counter directly and asking for a ticket, it will be done in less than 10 seconds of time. Why? Because the application what they are using will be different from the application what we are seeing in the internet. So their application will be black and white screen. They are not bothered about the user interfaces or scripting or anything. So they are just bothered about the business to be performed properly. Sorry. So those are meant for the business processing only. Business will be happening well in those kind of an applications. So those kind of an applications which are meant for improving their business are called as in business processing applications. So any of the tool which is meant for improving which is meant for developing their business processing applications are called as a business processing management tool. That is BPM tool. So Pega is one such BPM tool. So finally what I'm saying is Pega is one BPM tool which will be mostly used for developing internal applications of any organization. So we can able to use this Pega tool for developing their external websites also, but most of the clients today are preferring Pega for developing their internal applications. So most of the internal applications will be used by Pega. We can able to develop the external websites also. Most of the people will not be knowing this. Okay. So we can able to develop completely using this Pega tool. And in our normal web development cycle, in our project, we will be having something like reporting also. Reporting meaning if I want to get the database data into some pictorial representation. Suppose if I have all the credit cards booked today, credit cards issued today. So if I just want to see the data in some pictorial representation like bar graphs, pie charts, or tabular form. So if I want to see the data in some sorted form, what we should be doing actually is we will be using one more tool called Tableau or anything, and we should be hiring one more developer for that. So but with this Pega, even that reporting concept is also completely included. So we need not hire extra developer and we need not purchase extra license for that, extra tool for that. So whenever we buy this Pega tool for development, reporting is also included in that. So that's one more advantage of people going for this Pega tool. And we can able to interact with the third-party applications also. So if I'm having any application developed on Pega, so if I want to interact with the third-party applications, it can be done very securely. So example of in Citibank only. So if any customer comes to me and asking me to issue a credit card, I will not be doing that easy. First, I have to check for his CIBIL score based on the PAN card number. So first, I will be taking his PAN card number, and once I get the PAN card number, I should be just checking his CIBIL score. So CIBIL score will be maintained by the government. So that is a third-party application to this Citibank. So I should be sending one request, web integration request to them, and they will be working on that, and they will be sending back the response to me. So based on that CIBIL score, we will be issuing his credit card. So in this context, we have to interact with the third-party applications also. So even with that, Pega can able to do that very securely using XML or JSON REST or anything. So integrations is also completely included. So we need not go for extra tools or something here. So that's why PRPC, that is, I'll tell you what is PRPC. Pega will be providing end-to-end solution. So starting from development to reporting, everything, reporting, integration, and even for the deployment also, we need not rely on any other tools. So Pega provides us end-to-end solution to the customers. So they not go for extra tools for that. So I think you are clear as of now. And with this Pega tool, we can able to reduce the development time. So if I am having, if I'm not using this Pega tool, what we have to do, we have to hire 2 to 3 developers for the front-end development and 2 to 3 developers for the Java development and for the database developers, and the deployment team should be there, and reporting team should be there. Reporting means data visualization team should be there. So if I'm not going for Pega, I have to maintain this much of team structure. But with this Pega, without we having knowledge on any of these tools, we can able to replace each and every developer there. So one Pega developer can able to do the work of front-end developer, back-end developer, database, reporting, or deployment, any other thing. So we can able to we can able to cut down the number of resources. So resources countdown will be come down, and similarly development time will be reduced to almost like 10% of time. So if it is taking up 1 year of time using normal traditional technologies, it will be taking almost like 2 to 3 months only. So development time got reduced and resource cut down has also increased. So that's why it is being attracted by most of the clients, and that's why all the projects are being to use this Pega tool. So that's why they